So we've got another question coming through from Jack in Bali that he recorded. We'll play that one now.
My second question for Tom from Ubud in Bali is, Tom, you guys have taken a lot of apps from idea phase right through to successful capital raisings and successful launches. What are the keys to effective selling in 2017 online to get an app to really kick?
Yeah, so what would you suggest?
So I would suggest, growth hacking is a massive one. Innovative ways to acquire users. Especially if a client doesn't have a $100,000+ budget, selling it online and growth hacking and dropping it in the Facebook groups and finding those innovative ways to get them to read that blog post with call to action at the end and acquire those mass users.
So I guess on that, I'll just interrupt you there on that. How would you break down growth hacking to someone who's not necessarily familiar with that term? Like, what are some ways that can be broken down at a practical level?
The term came from Silicon Valley and startups that didn't have millions of dollars in funding, and so it's innovative ways to acquire users. So whether it's dropping a blog post on Reddit that will potentially go viral and get you 20,000 users like that. It doesn't happen all the time, but I've seen it happen. Or the Facebook groups. People don't have an unlimited budget. They just want to be able to acquire as many users as possible. And venture capital firms around Series A will look at that too. If they're going to look at investing $1 million into a business, they want to know exactly what you're going to be able to do with that million and how many users you're going to be able to acquire and then retain. So the more growth hacking and the more innovative ways you essentially find those users online, the better, because the lower the customer acquisition cost around Series A, which is when a startup will raise enough money to start, say, scaling globally.
Doing it themselves,
So
what's the best or example of someone doing a really great job in growth hacking that you've seen, if you can think of anything?
I would probably say a story I heard the other day. A friend of mine, Jeremy, who is one of the founders of finder.com.au. It was 4 a.m. in the morning and he got a call from one of his colleagues, if I remember correctly. It was someone had posted photos of the next 6 months of Netflix movies coming out, which was super confidential. Everyone wants to know what's coming out on Netflix. So he woke up at 4 a.m. He got 10 of his colleagues to head into the office. And they got the copywriter to write up a blog post and make it Google friendly, SEO friendly, so Google would pick it up. And then they pushed it out to the journalists. And for, I think it was around 12 months straight, he got 1 million organic views on that post every single month.
Wow.
So, usually to get 1 million people to hit your website can cost hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah, without any money behind it.
So that little growth hack, paid off